Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
Well, howdy doody, everybody.
Howdy.
Happy Wednesday. What's up, Hunter? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. off topic. I'm exploring all these new options that StreamYard gave us sponsors, but they're fantastic, dude. You can mess with the portrait mode, you can mess with the landscape mode, but work's going. Trying to keep my sanity, you know. It's just a staple of logistics, you know. When everything's free flowing, nobody really wants to get those last minute orders in, but it seems like when you get right to Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, they're like, we gotta have it. But you know what? Being an excellent logistician and working for PCT Logistics in the refrigerated LTL and consolidation industry, it's just a breeze. It's just a breeze, you know. And I'm trying to get these people their wine, which we're doing, and it's been wonderful, dude. So I'm definitely not losing my mind, if you can't tell. So
You were
it's fun.
you, you're Billy Mays Hayes today, bro.
And I pee at truck stop.
You
So
pee at
shout out to
trucks.
Road Dog Coffee Company.
Oh my God, man. You were on it today, man. Holy crap, man. Oh, that's good, dude. I'm glad. You know what I think it is? Actually, I know what it is. You got those pallets from Houston picked up. That's what it is. It changed your whole outlook on life.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
And
Oh,
I'm a
that's good
glutton
shit,
for it,
dude.
so I convinced my customer to get 5 more picked up out of California just on a whim. It might make it, but you know,
Hey,
Lefty, what's
hey,
up, brother? Merry Christmas
Lefty,
to you.
Lefty, you're gonna have to come on the show this this Friday, the Lounge Miss 2025. It's the final show of the year. It's going to be a freestyle, so I'm going to shoot you a link, Lefty. You're going to have to come on. Steven, you too. They let anyone on here, dude. We're the host. I mean, we let ourselves on. It's when you come on,
Everybody
people say
except for
this exact
Redneck. All
comment. Exactly,
right.
exactly. What we have to shoot you a link too, Steven. So you can come on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, there
Yeah,
you
I was
go.
about to say,
Starbucks.
yeah.
We agree. Starbucks sucks. Drink Road Dog coffee. Boom. There you go. But speaking of that, before we move on, don't forget Road Dog Coffee podcast tomorrow, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but
I might make my
dude,
first
you should
appearance just
come
for the
hang out with
sake
us,
of.
bro. Adam's been hanging out with us for the past like 3 weeks, dude.
Yeah, well, Adam's got nothing else going on, so that's.
Bro, we just sit there and talk and do work.
I
That's
know.
all
Well,
we do
dude,
for
like
30
I'm
minutes.
just. Yeah, I'm not a morning person. I get up, but I just don't think about that. I'm like checking emails and letting the dog out, and you know what it is? I don't have any Road Dog coffee or one of those tin signs, so I'm gonna bust some balls tomorrow. Excuse my
Well, there you
French,
go. You got
but
to come on the show and do it. Funny thing is, Spencer's called me twice today, and both times I've been busy, so I've ignored his calls. I bet he is fuming right now.
well, he'll figure it out. But
you
how
know,
you been, brother? How you been?
uh, I've been good, dude. Been good. I mean, I'm just like everyone else right now. I am trying to make it in these crazy times in this thing we call logistics. It's been a roller coaster last few weeks. I've seen a lot of changes as far as rates, like capacity. That word relationship that magically doesn't matter anymore as soon as things shift a little bit. But it's going good, man. You know what I mean? Such as logistics, we all move around. Things change every single day. I think that's a big part of what we like about it. So I'm good. Had some struggles, but I've overcame all of them. Lost a little bit of money, which if you follow us, you watch the show, you know me. I do not lose money. It is the thing I hate the most, and that is why I don't do it. So had to
You
swallow
don't
my
lose it. You just
pride and do
relocate
it.
it.
Yeah, I relocated it to someone else's bank account. That's what I did. But it's good, dude. Rolled out some new things this week here at work as far as prospecting. My boss is a big tech guy, man, and he likes automation. He's not an AI guy, but he loves automation. So we rolled out some stuff here, dude. We started this thing this morning, and within 20 minutes, we had 2 reply emails from people that said, "Hey, can you quote this stuff?" Funny enough, one of them is a customer we had from like 3 years ago, and things just fell off because he couldn't meet the rates that I needed to be at, but. We got the guy back, and as soon as he remembered who I was, he was like, "Oh, cool, dude. Hey, I have 7 loads. Can you help me move them?" Like, sure can, pally. So, yeah, man, we've already got 3 done, and we've got 4 more to get done by the end of the week. So, yeah,
That's that
it's
that
good,
that's
dude.
that's true love in the logistics industry right there. You know, it's you meet someone, doesn't work out, and then it comes back and it's just stronger than ever. But I'm pumped for you, dude. It's
Yeah, man.
been
Yeah,
I know
hey,
the
I'm
struggles you've
happy,
been through. So like when I
dude.
got
It
that
is,
call today, I was like, let's fucking go.
bro. It's
Excuse
been
my French, but
killing me.
I here for the homies, man.
Man, I appreciate it because it has been rough, man. And I found out what a big part of my problem was my email deliverability. You know, we was using this program to send emails, and it was sending so fucking many of them that it like spammed my email. So even though I'm sending hundreds of emails a week to prospects, nobody's getting them. So, dude, that was a huge problem. And of course, we all know hardly anyone picks up the phone or returns calls. You know what I mean? So, email nowadays is the primary mode of contact. You know, first contact for most people. You know what I'm saying?
Texting them too, man. Everybody's got their
If you
phone
have their
on.
number, you know, if you have a text number, you know what I mean. But either way, so yeah, it's been a struggle,
Hey, you
man.
just text
I
them,
have.
tell me you're the IRS, or you know,
I
they're
need you to go to
extending
Target and
warranties
get
over. And
me.
it's like, I'm just kidding.
I need you to go to Target and
I
get
wanna
me
haul your freight,
$500 in
really.
Starbucks gift cards. Oh my God.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway,
Hey,
so yeah.
that's an idea. You do business with me, I'll give you some free Road Dog coffee.
Oh, that is a good one, dude. I should so do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so you ready to get moving on? We're just in here freaking
Hey,
blabbering away here.
what's in the news today, man?
I'm going to tell you this is actually some really amazing news. I had to get this out because I absolutely love this, so I think everyone else is going to love it. Lounge Media News brought to you by AR Doc Pro, sourced from TruckingNewsHub.com. All right, hey, we got another one here that's shaking things up at the federal level. I'm actually been glad with how 2025 has turned out for the way the federal government is taking I want to say accountability, but taking more of an interest. Yeah, taking more of an interest in taking charge in the American trucking industry. So this actually just came out like an hour and a half ago on Overdrive. So first ever of its kind House caucus on trucking will focus on integrity, safety, and growth. For the first time ever, the focus for a congressional caucus that is primarily for trucking has legislators who want to pursue to meet common policy goals, and it is being applauded. This congressional trucking caucus will be dedicated to issues related to the trucking industry and the policies that promote integrity, safety, and the growth of our nation's trucking economy, said the coalition in a December 12th letter officially registering the caucus. The group will be made up in part by reps from both sides of the aisles, and I love to see this, man. We got Democrats and Republicans both victoring for this and or rallying for this and getting this going. So we got Dave Taylor out of Ohio, Shamari, maybe saying the name wrong, Figures out of Alabama, Harriet Hageman out of Wyoming, Pat Harrigan out of North Carolina, Doug La Mafalfa, he's out of California, and Mary Miller out of Illinois. These people are all going to be co-chairs in the launch of this group. In addition to addressing issues related to government policy with respect to trucking, the caucus wants to serve also as an educational resource for its members, noted the organizers. Finally, generating nearly $906 billion in revenue in 2024, America's trucking industry powers our economy by creating 8.4 million jobs and securing American supply chains, said Representative Taylor. After several tragic accidents occurred recently because of CDL drivers who could not read the road signs, it is evident that change is needed to protect American lives on the road. I am proud to launch this Congressional Trucking Caucus alongside my colleagues to create a forum for discussing policy and solutions to keep all drivers on American roads safe, that also support the hardworking truck drivers of America and ensure the accessibility of reliable transportation across our nation and for America's supply chain. And again, that was Representative Taylor, one of the co-chairs, who said those final closing comments right there. So, dude, this is nice right here, bro. Like this is.
It's refreshing to get away from fraud and actual solution. You know what I'm saying? Like this is good stuff. It's good stuff. We've been following this since what, earlier this year?
No, I think this is the first we've heard about this. It's the first I've heard about this. So I don't think we've done it in the news before. That's why when I saw it, I was like, man, we have definitely got to talk about this because this just came out of kind of nowhere. Now, they do have some other trucking things that are going on, but this This one is a big deal because it's an official caucus. You know what I mean? Which means that they'll these caucuses, they get funding from the government to do research and push policies and all this stuff like that. So it's not just a regular group of people together sitting in a room. Like, these are some folks with some power and access to some funds and some other things, man, that could be really good, dude. And again, the fact that we got both sides working on it. I don't know if that was by design or if these people just,
Well, I think it's just America being
America,
dude. Like, I don't care what side you're on. Like, we all live in this country, And I think we're finally getting away from the split, the great divide, if you want to call it that. Like, there's big problems. We can all argue, but if we're not taking care of ourselves, then what are we doing ultimately? But beautiful things, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to our guests. I gotta go make sure my dog's in the house.
No, you do that. You do that. I'll roll through some comments. I'll roll through these comments real quick, and then I'll get to our guests. So, Kyle, you're right. We did rock it today, boss man. We sure did. Had a great day. Hey, if you need energy to do dumb stuff, truckers. Oh my god. Oh, you're something else. Our government will figure out some way to mess it all up. Hold our beer. I would normally agree with you, Kyle, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. I don't know what has happened with 2025, and that's kind of why I opened it up with that. Like, we've really been taking a serious interest in putting a lot of work and effort into some things, into the things dealing with at least the trucking industry. Which obviously trickles down or trickles over to the brokers and the shippers and all that. But and they've been doing a pretty good job. I mean, they really have. I mean, look, brother, they've done such a good job, Kyle. Look what it's done to the markets the last few weeks. I mean, they pulled so many people off these roads that it has turned stuff on their head. So, I think with this, they're going to do good because I think they got a real watchful eye on them. That Secretary Duffy really seems to care about his job and what he's doing and providing the service that, he was hired to do by the taxpayers.
About damn time we got someone that cares.
Yeah. All right. Now we'll get to our guest, man. We made him wait so damn long. I'm surprised we're still here, to be honest with you.
I know. Joe's about to pull his hair out and start selling some black market art.
He's got it on his wall, man. All right. Joe and Adam with Linque, everybody.
Howdy.
Guys, what's happening?
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Good to have you back, brother.
Yeah. How do you guys, do you want us to start with general intros, or do you want to talk about, or I guess actually, how about Adam, how about you start with your flex chain stuff? That'll help me roll into an update on me, and then I'll roll into Linque.
All right. So, Joe. Thank you, Joe. We'll take it from here, Joe. We'll take it from here.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for letting us host the show today.
Damn, Joe. All right. Before we get to the Joe and Adam show here, directed and produced and owned and operated by Joe. No. Joe, it is good to have you back. Adam, welcome, man. Before we do get into stuff, you guys got anything you want to say on the news story? Sometimes the guests have stuff they want to say about the news. You got anything to say on the caucus that they're raising for the trucking industry?
It's great to see some collaboration at the top, and more issue solving than finger pointing. So love to see it.
Heck yeah.
I'm a cynic, so let's see it. Let's see something get across.
There you go, Kyle. There you go, Kyle. There's your partner right there. you and Adam, man. Hey, I don't blame you, man. Let's be honest. I mean, what are we batting, like 0 for 5,000 at this point? You know what I'm saying? So
there's a sombrero out there somewhere.
Yeah, right. Oh man, so I'm with you, but awesome, man, awesome. Well, hey, we'll dive right in it because Joe has got things to do. Apparently, he's got
the OCD is cranked up today.
I know it is, man. You've been sitting back there just waiting. So, all right, we're going to start it off with just some background. So, Joe, we'll let Adam go first. Since people already kind of know you, saw you on the show before. So Adam, if you would, man, tell us who you are, who and how you got to where you are with Flex Chain and Linque.
Yeah, for sure. So just a bit on my background, right? So always kind of worked in supply chain, mostly kind of on the ops side, right? So I used to work just in, mostly in the e-commerce and retail industry on operations, data analytics, and, kind of increasingly more and more into the business and logistics side of things. So kind of a supply chain journeyman. I've had a lot of different hats at different times in different kinds of companies, everything, Fortune 500, private equity owned startup, kind of everything in between. About 2 years ago, broke off of that to go out on my own. Went and, I'm based in Miami, right? Went and put all my stuff in storage for the year and just got up and traveled around the world while setting up basically what would be Flex Chain, right? Flex Chain is essentially an operating engine for, supply chain operating engine for e-commerce and retail, right? So it's a combination of the kind of the tech and the software and also logistics and execution services. We have an in-house freight and logistics agency, and we kind of develop software that'll guide some of those decisions, right? So make optimization where you could look at, hey, I've got 1,000 parcels going out, I've got 10 LTLs going out, run it into a machine and basically say, what's the best way that I could kind of commingle and mix these to drive out my cost? And basically we will analyze it, estimate the savings, then we can also execute those loads or give them to you to basically run through your regular broker, right? So, the whole goal, right? And we have a whole bunch of other solutions. Basically, the goal is just really get into that bottom line, get out of sort of some of the commoditized world, right? Where it's just, can I beat them by a buck, right? And instead be more in the, how can we drive your, save you 10, 20% on your logistics costs every year. So that's Flex Chain, right? Moving, here I am, I'm overseas. I'm in, going from country to country over the course of a year, right? 4 to 6 years and 4 to 6 weeks in 10 different countries, right? Knowing now, okay, I got to start, building up my, my book for Flex Chain, right? And I've just basically been, coding and working with developers and contractors. Now I need to get out there. So needed a way to network. Luckily got linked up with Joe through an old friend. And Joe really kind of opened up, my world with his Logistics Connect group, right? And just really being able to be, literally 4,000 or 5,000 miles away from the US, but still able to, build my network, build great relationships and really grow my business. And, it was just kind of amazed at just the, the power of the group and community he put together. So I reached out to him and said, hey, is there a way we could, I'll do it pro bono just for this group, develop kind of software that helps interconnect these members after Joe has made his introductions, just to keep, keep the flame going for everybody who's part of his community, right? You get those initial introductions from Joe, who you network with, but then, as the group grows, what's kind of making sure that you're being fed good connections, over time to make sure you're meeting the right people on an ongoing basis, right? Not everybody has time to go to networking conventions, et cetera, right? So we set out to build Linque, and it's been, a great journey. We've got, over 400 people now using it. And basically you tell it exactly what your networking preferences are. So, what industries am I looking at network in? What service areas? Like, do I want to network with customs brokers, freight providers, shippers and manufacturers, software providers, consultants, anything in between. And then also what locations do I want to be in a particular city, anywhere in the United States, anywhere around the world, right? Being able to tell it that, and then every week just getting an email to your inbox with, 3 or more, matches who are basically good folks for you to talk to, right? Just to kind of keep your networking flame going, even when you're not necessarily able to show up to events in person.
Nice, dude. I like it.
Well stated.
Like it. And yes, very, very well stated. And knowing about the Joe and his group and everything, cool. I love it. Like just an additional extension to it, something that can always be working in the background there with you. I'm all for that. We'll dig into it. Keep digging into it, Joe. You man, give us the skinny on you. Remind everyone of
Yeah.
who you are, and kind of fill in some of the gaps of what Adam's saying, if you would. For
Joe
us.
the connector.
Joe,
There you go.
yeah.
Black market art and connector.
Hand in hand.
But anyways, so yeah, so my journey or arc, started in 09. I've always been in commercial real estate, industrial broker, helping tenants, renewals, expansions, relocations, acquisitions, dispositions. But around COVID time, cold calling has been effective most of my lifetime until about COVID, where the odds got longer, where I could go walk in a warehouse or 100 of them, and I'd pick up 1 or 2 deals, and it would be just like clockwork. That stretched to maybe 1,000. So you talk to 1,000 people, you get 2 deals rather than 100. The industry had changed a little bit, so I needed to find a better method via a mentor, backed into networking. Networking is, she explained it to me in a way that I could understand it, where I just never saw any value to it. And then shortly after turning me on to that, I learned that I had a soft skill or a superpower where I can hold a bunch of names in my head, and connect dots on the fly. So this powered my networking ability, where I became a really good connector. And the best way to accelerate your networking is meet other really good connectors, where you're not trying to meet a bunch of people. You're trying to meet a dense group where good connectors and people that you overlap with, to scale your network from 1 to 3 to 9 to 81 to 6,500, and then opportunities drop into this. So rolled into a large networking group, grown that up to nearly 800. Adam came along. It's coming up on 2 years, but let's just say 18 months ago. And as he mentioned, he injected some software into the group, which nearly or above 400 people now have signed up for it. We're looking to commercialize it, where it's always going to be free for the user, for the users that only want 3 connections a week. For ones that want more, happy to talk about an a la carte option. But we're trying to tailor it like the morning brew, where it's advertiser connection, advertiser connection, advertiser connection. We've had a lot of success talking to final mile providers, TMS providers, WMS providers, and as the lead advertisers, as well as we have some conferences that want to drive membership and cross-pollinate advertisers. They'll be secondary under those connections. So that's kind of the next step of this, is where we have a very dense network and supply chain full of excellent connectors, and people that are very visible in the industry, and are looking to commercialize that, to create a little bit of newsletter that's tailored around supply chain. So that's where we're at in that journey. Still, Adam's still very involved in freight optimization, transportation optimization. I'm still very involved in real estate. It's just the more energy we pump into this, the more we get out of it. So we're just riding this wave, and see where it takes us.
Well, I just want to give kudos to you, Adam, because I've known Joe, and this man, he's the connector king, man. So to put it all into one nice little package, I was telling Pedro before y'all popped in, I was like, dude, those meetings, man, I just forget about it. But I don't forget about it, but it's just, I don't know. I'm not a very scheduled person, but this is cool. The link you just shared, Adam, I'm looking at this. This is what people need, because LinkedIn's become such a, I don't even know the word to use except for a cesspool of marketing. And here's what I do, and here's why I'm better than everybody else. But like, at the end of the day, the cream rises to the top. It's
100%. Yeah,
right. It rolls downhill.
And it's sort of, it's right now. It's there's like you guys were talking about earlier, right? You were talking about kind of the challenge around cold calling, even cold emailing, right? Literally, I opened up my phone the other day, and it said, do you want to activate, basically, this is just a regular iPhone, basically says that, hey, do you want to basically require anybody who's not in your contacts to basically get screened by Siri before the call even goes through to you, right?
Amazing.
these spam filters also on email that we're always kind of having to stay one step ahead, right? So of course, I mean, there's always going to be room for direct sales, but it's not the only thing you can rely on, right? So we need to basically figure out a way, how do you kind of scale relationship-based sales, right? So for people working in business development in an organization or run a business, or who, even, if you're looking for a job, right, you're also selling yourself, right? So anybody who's basically looking, you can't necessarily just rely on, being able to get in line and flood a person's already full inbox, right? So, curate the people who are really kind of open to a conversation.
Yeah, and a great point there, Adam, where it's not only meant for, sales professionals, which all four of us are in that silo, but it's meant for people that work for, say, shippers, and they're in supply chain. And, the organization they're in is a little toxic. They don't have any mentors. They don't have any advocates. There's a ton of people in my group that, are in their 40s, 50s, 60s that have been in the supply chain industry for 30 plus years, and they're tailing off on their career, and they're candidly a little bored, and they want to help these younger people, foster their career and scale a little faster. So it's not all only for sales individuals. It's for those people that again, it just need a little insight where, that they didn't have a family member in logistics and they're the first one in this and just don't understand the industry or just don't have the contacts.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's a very, there's and like, I think, to your guys' point, right? You never know, is there going to, who's going to end up being on? Is it going to get kind of restricted to one? Basically it's all preference based, right? So if I go in and say, I only want to meet, I only want to meet manufacturers based in Minneapolis, right? Well, okay, meaning then if I'm restricting just to that, right, I have a pretty tight filter, right? I might not get matches. So, you kind of have to figure out, it's always the question of how do you kind of keep broad enough that that there are people for you to potentially meet with, but also narrow enough that you're swimming in the right pond.
Right.
So this sounds like this could also be a learning tool for networking and kind of like getting your niche down in a sense. Finding your market. If you're limited to 3 or 10, if you pay the $30 a week, like kind of puts you in a direction. That's a hard thing. I mean, working in freight, I'm asset based. We run wine. We import wine, beer, alcohol, whatever. We do some pharmaceuticals plants here and there, but that's just filler. But as a broker, you get the whole United States, and then if you want to go crazy with it, you can get the ports, and you can even go international. Totally. And for someone like me, it's easy to get lost in that. So, sounds like it's a tool for making great connections, but also for some of the younger cats that are gung ho, want to get some skin in the game, kind of dial them into what is going to make them really successful in the long run.
Yeah, totally. We put together actually as part of one of the goodies, right? So for people who sign up with that link, we give them a kind of a networking how-to guide just on what are some of the do's and don'ts, right? Because it is different than sales, right? When you're talking about it's kind of making a friend first, right? And then you business, right? In sales, you got 30 seconds, otherwise the guy's going to hang up on you. Here you're kind of dealing in a world where, hey, if you spend 25 minutes out of that 30-minute meeting talking about your dogs, that's great. You can schedule another meeting to talk business. So
totally.
Well put. We love dogs.
I think the first big plus I see to this, and I'll bring this around and get to my point, because you kind of touched on it. I thought you were going to answer my question, but I'm going to get back to it. One good thing you see about this, as far as networking, you know what I mean, and a lot of people talk about it, man, and it really can be an overwhelming thing to do. Who do I network with? How do I network? Where do I start? What level of person do I start with at the place I'm trying to network with? So for one, this is great because it pulls everything together, man. It allows you to just, like you said, put in your information, target it kind of in one place. Also, it's kind of like a vetting tool in a way. You know what I mean? Let's use LinkedIn. As much as I love it, it is my favorite social media platform at the moment. But man, you used to really only get people that wanted to connect with you, that there was some kind of mutual interception of what you do there. You know what I mean? Like, Joe, you're in real estate. You know what I mean? So some guy who specializes in finding undeveloped property would connect with you. And
Sure.
now it's some person that sells buses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I know.
Too many bounces out.
Yeah. So even on there, it could be be a hard thing to kind of vet the folks you're talking to, and who you're connecting with and stuff. So this kind of also serves that purpose as well, man, and make sure that not only you getting hooked up with the folks that you want to talk to, whether it be for business or to help you just be better or grow as a professional, or do business with, that no one's wasting their time, and everyone kind of already knows what they're getting themselves into, and they expect to be contacted. You know what I mean? It's not an unsolicited thing that's just absolutely annoying.
Exactly.
Right, everyone opts in, and you want ROI with this, where you only have, I'm, Adam and I, we use this a lot more than most people. Where say we got 15 to 20 networking calls a week, but we don't cold call, so that's our process. But some people only got one. They got 15 minutes a week, or 5, and so it needs to be high impact. And that's why we did this tool where you get 3 and pick your best one and schedule a call.
Yeah, and it's you kind of have, like, to your point about LinkedIn. LinkedIn's great. I mean, I'm on LinkedIn all the time, right? But LinkedIn is that's the meat market. Everybody's there, right? And so what ends up happening is, like, even when LinkedIn will suggest people for you to connect with, it's just people who do similar things to you. Right. But that's not necessarily who you're actually trying to meet. Right. You might be trying to meet somebody in a different city who works in a different industry. Right. And how do you kind of, unless you want to start going through and looking at random people on LinkedIn and trying to connect with them. Right. It's nice to say, okay, there's a pool of people where I could actually filter based on, like, who do I actually want to meet with right now? Right? And going from there. And it's a compliment, right? You should still have LinkedIn. And when you sign up for Linque, you give the LinkedIn link so that you can then go and connect with that person. And you should still go to do networking in person, right? Like, have your plan, et cetera, go meet people. I mean, I'm president of the South Florida Roundtable for CSCMP. So I'm all about in-person networking too, right? But it's about creating a real balanced diet.
Your best contacts come from an introduction from another person, not from a cold call. It's you got vendors down here, you got customers, you got clients, you got partners. You're looking to elevate yourself from a vendor to a partner, where you're finding people you can bring opportunities to. You can bring them other people that can bring them opportunities. They can bring you opportunities, and you can transact for them. So you're trying to figure out who is that, and back your way into it by connecting up into it.
Yeah. And perfect example. I mean, there have been a number of people that Joe's introduced me to just over the last couple of years where I end up I'm like, that name looks familiar. And I see that they were actually a name that was in one of my previous sales campaigns. And I had said and got no response, right? Trying to reach out about sales. But all of a sudden, Joe makes the introduction, and it's like we have a great conversation.
Doors blowed open. Yeah. It's just, it's a lot more tangible when it's no different than dating when someone, when it's an introduction, but between a mutual friend, it's easy. If it's someone walks up to you at a bar, you lock up.
So, what I wanted to get to, I forgot to when I was talking because I blabbed too long and ran off the mouth. So, kind of 2-part question. First, how is there a process that you guys have to make sure that one particular person, and we'll just call it's going to be freight brokers, 1,000%. It's going to be fucking freight brokers. Okay. How are you guys making sure that it's not being over flooded with a lot of like freight brokers or 3PLs, stuff like that, that would be, I guess, if someone's looking for business connections. 2, do you guys have any process to make sure that the folks that are signing up, whether it be for the free thing or not, like, are you guys going and looking, hey, like, this is a real person, they actually have a LinkedIn profile, they make posts, they do, I wouldn't say content, but they post stuff, they have an activity log or whatever, because I'm sure that could be a concern with you guys further on down the line.
Yeah. So we did actually, dealing with this. How do you kind of maintain the ecosystem, right? Because it's a sensitive place. We've been able to manage it mostly as a subset of Joe's and my networks. So there hasn't been like a ton of, I guess, abuse there hasn't really been any abuse to this point. But what we have rolled out now is actually like a feedback option where when you get those, basically you get an email every week that says, hey, here's 3 people we recommend you reach out to, gives a little bit of details about what they said about themselves, their links, etc. Now we're going to have a feedback option that actually says, so you could go in, for example, if somebody was hard selling you, misrepresented their background in their form, any of that kind of stuff, you can let us know. So we'll be able to see, we'll basically have scoring and things like that to be able to see, hey, are there people who are taking advantage of the goodwill here that are kind of poisoning the well for everybody else? And then in terms of bloating with one industry or another, right? As we grow, it's really about making sure we're presenting the right message to the right audience, right? So going after folks who are just great, motivated networkers, going after folks who do work in sales, because just because somebody's a freight broker doesn't mean that they're not also a great networker and don't also know brands.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not actually as worried about a person's what they do now, or even if they have a job, as much as I am about just, are they the right kind of person to be in this sort of network and are looking to help and introduce others, right? Rather than just some people come in and they just want to take,
Right. Oh, no, 1,000%. And sorry to cut you off, Joe, to say that was exactly what kind of my point was, Adam. Is a lot of people, they find a way to just abuse little, ends like this that do provide good, I guess say ROI, you know what I mean? Because you're putting your time and your energy doing the networking and stuff. So, you do have an investment in it. But yeah, that was my point very much so. Make sure you're getting a good quality person, not being overran by people who want to use and abuse it for the things that weren't intended to. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, I've been pretty proactive the last, I'd say 60, 90 days of more so purging, I'll say takers from the group, where if someone's not very collaborative, it's just like, this isn't for you. So we want to keep it as dense as possible. We want to scale, but this isn't going to be a 200,000 person ecosystem. Maybe at the end of the day, it's 1, 3, 5, something like that. But it's going to be high ROI, high impact people, collaborators. So we are definitely keeping our eye on if there's any abuse to the system.
Bro, this guy's he's sitting over here talking like this, like a sporting league here. You know what I mean? High class.
This is what the sports needs.
Guys, we're gonna, our Linque uniform's actually going to be like
right. They're in the mail.
There you go, jerseys, man. There you go.
They're late.
I got you a whiskey for your birthday, Joe.
There you go. Perfect.
Man, this is it's a good idea, dude. I like to network, man, but to be honest, I have so many other things like going on between this and my regular job and the travel I already do. Like, it's hard to go to, and where I live, I have to drive probably at least an hour and a half to the closest logistics club, probably more, probably 2 hours. Or in Austin, which is closest to me, where networking events happen, that's an hour on a non-traffic time, which doesn't exist in Austin. You know that, Joe. You're in Texas, bro. Yeah, I forgot. So I say, man, LinkedIn is the tool that I use. We have another good friend of ours, Claudia. We call her Claudia the Connector, but it's hooking up with people like that just help you meet folks. And sometimes that quickly becomes stagnant, and to the point I made earlier, you kind of eventually hook up with people that not trying to sound snobby, but serve you no purpose beyond just being a follower or a connection on your LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? So, having something like this that's more private, more vetted and more high quality, and lets you use it the way that you want, whether you're trying to do business or, like I said, grow with someone, or you're trying to just be a good networker. And that's what you do. Like you, Joe, it's freaking Joe's hobby here, man. list your hobbies: networking, black market art. No.
That's a lifestyle, man.
Part-time college professor.
Yeah, there you go. It's most people network backwards, where go to an event, find contacts, and then meet virtually, where you should meet virtually and then you go to an event to meet the people that you like. Where it's you don't want to go sift through a sea of drunk people and people selling, say, life insurance, where it's just like that doesn't, they're needed, but that doesn't help you. So it's really find multipliers and let them drive your networking efforts, but help them along the way too, so that they keep coming back.
So you created the business version of Tinder, sounds like.
It's more Match.com.
Farmers only.
Yeah,
And yeah,
they just don't understand us.
encourage our members.
Oh man. So I mean, I guess another question I had when talking about this, because I had got the only link I had honestly got so far was the one. It's like a doc file. When the website
Yes.
is my point. So I didn't know that you had the website and everything going. So I was thinking, what's next, man? Like, are you being a coder and doing all this stuff, man? Are you eventually going to try to do some type of like little, basic app or whatever, where folks could just message back and forth, or
So
whatever you want to say?
the only thing I'm kind of hesitant about an app, just because it's sort of, do people, then you have another friction point of people have to download it, go in, log in, check. Like, I kind of, I think Joe and I, where we are here, is just sort of create something that once they fill out the form, it just fits around their existing. It's like they have email, they have LinkedIn, but creating ways for kind of being able to give better information to them, right? So maybe we might come up with nice, like, additional kind of features that are able to add more value to their networking efforts. Better ways of communicating, better ways of being able to connect with people, kind of like maybe one-click meeting creations, things like that. But not,
dude. Or a idea, maybe like get a list of like networking events in major metropolis areas and like list them and make that a thing. Hey, like, if you guys want to, here's an event you could go to together and meet in person. I thought about that. Like, that'd be kind of cool, man. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. We have all the data now, right? So we could technically, to your point, like, couldn't we just create clusters where we just say, hey, we have these 20 people who all said they're trying to network in the chemical industry. They're all in and around Dallas. Hey, like, why don't you guys, either there's a networking group we know of in the area. Why don't you guys all meet up there, or help facilitate events? Say like, hey, there's a pod here of people. You could all kind of do something if you guys wanted to all go happy hour. There's a lot of ways that once we have the information, what people are looking for, we could do some really cool stuff for them.
And also drive I guess capacity to conferences where hey, we have our own storm surge here. And that's portion of the secondary sponsor where we're looking for those partners as well.
Yeah. I mean, so there's to your point, right? Like, we can have, when we go to conferences, that, I'm in CSCMP, right? So you can go into CSCMP, and if, all 3,000 people who are attending the conference, some big chunk of them filled it out. And now you get a whole list, not just, rather than having an attendee list, you have to sift through and look up people one by one. You can put references and say, of these 3,000 people, who should I be talking to?
Right.
Can we help make that effort easier? Just make people's lives easier so you're meeting the right people.
It's purposely not sexy. It's just to be effective. We don't want to put a lot of glitter on it, and just have another app someone needs to download. We want someone to save their time so they can go do something that they really like doing.
No, hey, I'm all for it. You don't have to jump down my throat, Joe. Golly, man.
Art.
No. Hey, no, I honestly, Adam, I didn't even think about it from that point. Totally with you, man. I mean, to be honest, me as a person, I wouldn't want to download it either. I have a minimal amount of apps on my phone, man, and every single one of them serves a purpose, and the ones that don't get turned off or uninstalled. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So,
You're like, no, thank you.
Yeah, and most of us are at some point in our day in front of a PC screen or a laptop screen, with access, like you said, email and LinkedIn and the other stuff, and all that. So, very, very good point. So, yeah. And you don't need more on your plate anyway, right, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all got too much shit. I totally agree.
Yeah, that was but it's a labor of love. It's the thing. You give
Totally.
and you give and really, like, the work is a reward in of itself. And it's it's interesting. Like, we've always kind of talked about this with Joe. Like, we certainly want to make this financially sustainable and reinvest that into being able to create better and better kind of products to the community. But, like, this is really something, we're creating a business and thinking like a business, but around something we gladly do because it's just something that gives us purpose, just helping people.
Yes.
I've seen it. Like, you have a conversation with somebody when they're in a bind, they just lost a job, or they're working in sales and it's not going so well, or they just launched their company, and you have a networking call, you open up a few doors, and then 6 months later you check back with that same person in a completely different space. And like that, that it's a powerful feeling.
Yeah, agreed. And something I just thought about a second ago while you were talking is, can I change my profile? But what I'm looking at, and this is me thinking as a logistics guy. Maybe I put on there that I want to look for people to do business with at first, manufacturers, stuff like that. But man, I hooked up with a manufacturer on your site, and they really need something that I can't really provide as far as a certain service or additional service, so could I edit this and say, hey, Adam, or hey, Linque, now I need, someone that can deal with international freight in and out of Russia. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Yeah.
All the places.
So what you have now, right? So what we have in the app is, so it's a form, right? So the main interface is it's a Google form, right? And anytime you submit a new form under the same email, it's just going to take the latest one you submitted and use that as when it feeds, kind of does the matching algorithm on the back end, it's going to use the latest information that was submitted by you. Right.
Cool. I like that. That's good.
And you can edit the existing form too, right? But that's just I kind of feel like we've seen a bunch of people do exactly what you're saying, is that there needs to be more time. They've submitted 5-6 times.
Right. Your ideal customer, as you have more conversations, your ideal customer kind of pivots, and you can let this pivot with you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and you pivot, in your career as well,
Yes.
what I mean? And what you're doing and the things that you need at those times, or that your customers need at those times, you know what I mean? Or maybe you're trying to pivot your career entirely to someone else or something else. And, so, I really do like that. That's a great thing, that you're not locked in to that initial profile you put. Cause that's what I was thinking through the whole time, is like, man, like I was looking at the thing and I'm like, dude, is like, there is so much I want to put here. It's like, how do I narrow this down? And that's what was making me think about it. Like, man, like, can I just like edit this thing and change it later on and make it what I want? So I like that.
Yep. Process improvement all the time.
That's right.
Got anything, Hunter?
Dead air, huh? Oh yeah, sorry, I've been over here crunching away. I just love this. Like, first meeting Joe and then Adam, like y'all are crushing this. Like, I don't know if y'all have answered this, but how long has this been in process, Linque? Like, when did this start?
I guess the algorithm was fired up maybe about 12 months ago, Adam. Is that right?
Just about a year.
Did y'all launch it that long ago?
What was that?
So, well, it's kind of a choppy timeline where Adam and I, the idea was maybe 15 months ago.
Well, here, hold on. Let's step back. How was this? When was this conversation cultivated? Let's learn about the birthing of Linque.
So we had, so I was invited. So an old buddy of mine from high school, actually from New York, where I was from, reached out and was like, hey, you got to meet this guy I know. Yeah, I hadn't spoken to this guy in almost 10 years, right? But he's like, hey, you gotta, talk to this guy who's like looking to network and supply chain. Got linked up with Joe. I think probably that first call between you and me, Joe, was like, you probably had 15 calls that day. I think I got maybe
tired head.
And here I am just, launching out on, I'm doing this and I'm doing that.
Yeah.
But, was just using, basically started having some of those early conversations, went through maybe my own initial sort of networking journey through Joe's group for the first maybe month or two. And then probably out in, I want to say this is probably October of 24.
Yeah.
And basically said, hey, I have an idea. I've been having really good conversations here. I have an idea, something I'd love to put together just to help this group grow. And like, maybe take a little bit of, weight off all the stuff you're having to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the conversation went there. We went back and forth on like, here's what we're thinking for some of the questions we would want to ask people. And how would we kind of measure it? Because all the matches are ranked and scored. So basically, if we were creating like, let's say for you, Pedro, right? When you submit that form, it gets pulled into the system. Right. And then it's basically once a day, we crunch all the other 400 people that are in the group. and we basically come up with a matching rank of all the people based on your preferences, like how well do they match what you've put in. And then we just kind of dribble out, right, every week, the top 3 that you haven't yet been networked with. And so we were kind of just tweaking on that. I think we probably went live with it, early, beginning part of this year. So probably December, January.
Yeah. And went live with that, and then incorporated, say, July, and the revenue model has been formalizing the last 6 months, where, hey, do we just go to a group and become their networking tool, or do we keep this freemium pool? And we've just been chasing momentum. And there have been zero roadblocks. Maybe you have to go here and then go up and then take a little pivot to the right or left and go up. But it's been really exciting, because it's just every week is a build. And it's like it's not even 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's always 3 steps forward. So it's been a fun I don't know, fun 6 months, 12 months, 15 months, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, this is cool. And Joe, I'm also very upset that you didn't let us know about this the first time you were on the show.
I know.
Talking about the timeline,
We were talking to him in like April or something, I think it was.
I bet.
Yeah.
I wanted to come on
cool,
twice. That's
cool.
why.
We're here now.
Well, he needed the lawyer to certify it, right? Because
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Patent pending.
Under wraps. It was just me, Joe, and the 400 people who filled out the tool who knew about it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Patent pending. But all good. Yeah, it was a good way to get on the show twice, though.
Hey, well, you're already a lounge lizard, so you can come on here and tell us about your dog if you wanted to, man. Which I saw. What kind of dog do you have? I saw him running around the background.
There's a black lab, mixed black lab. That's Goose. He's 11ish, 10, 11, and then that's the white one was a Great Pyrenees. That's Coco. She's 3. She's a baby. She's got a great personality.
How big is she? 115 pounds.
Yeah, we like big dogs, but the runts of the litter. So
Yeah.
she's like, so they're a little bit more manageable. Big dog personality though, but she's maybe 80, and she's got a little room to grow.
Yeah, those Great Pyrenees are huge, man.
Yeah, she's about half of what the big ones are.
We could see her behind you, man, but she's.
I saw her walking behind.
Dude, she's beautiful. Yeah.
That dog.
Yeah,
I got a little black lab pit bull mix. Her name's Lucky. She's like a little 50 pounds, 11 months old.
Oh man,
little firecracker. I love her.
Ball of love.
Take my life, but heck yeah.
Adam,
well,
you got any pets? Before we let you go, you got any pets, Adam?
So I just stocked up an aquarium here in Miami. So I got a lot of pets
Fish
now.
guy.
Yeah, my family.
Saltwater?
What was that? No, freshwater.
Aquarium?
But I don't have.
Okay.
I'm not saltwater level yet.
Yeah, it's growing.
Dude,
No puffer fish.
I've always loved aquariums, man, and fish tanks, whatever level you want to call them, aquariums. But my grandmother, she always had like 2 of them, and what's always preventing me from getting them is the stuff that she went through with those damn things. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it was always something, man. Always something going on, having to clean this or do that, or a fish dying or a fish eating another fish. And it was like, oh my gosh, man, it was absolutely nuts.
One of my fish, I just walked out right before this podcast and saw it's literally eating one of my shrimp. And I'm like, nope. I just see the green shrimp's head dangling in its mouth. I'm like, oh, well.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So.
Exactly, man. Exactly, dude. Oh, man, that's absolutely nuts. Sorry, Hunter. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. My last thing is, you guys are, I guess, rounding out to year 1. What is year 2 for Linque? What are some of the things you guys are, striving for and really looking forward to the most? Because it sounds like, knowing Joe over here, you got 1 billion contacts, and this is going to be a big thing. I'm about to join it after we get off this call, but like, what are you guys like really diving for? And, what are you most excited about? And you can tell us this time, unlike the last time when you had this, let us know. But it's just
we didn't talk art, we didn't talk Linque, but
that's on our late night podcast. The
there you
stolen
go.
art.
there you go. I said I was there 2 years ago. I didn't talk about the other trip. But anyways, year one was kind of don't fail. Year two, and that comes from another logistician. But year two is get this newsletter rolling, get some conference sponsors, get some lead advertisers, make it more into a tangible product, and a little bit more glitter. Just kind of round off the edges a little bit and grow the group. Try to get it above 1,000.
Yep. Keep it free. That's the theme of this year.
Yes. Yeah. Free to users and sponsored by corporate America.
All right. Well, we're gonna join tonight, so we expect to be grandfathered in. Whatever you do.
Free for life.
Free for life. Hey, well, if you guys want an affiliate code where you can, get a piece of the action as we grow revenue, we can also,
yes.
You can.
Are we talking about a Linque Lounge Collective?
Or you can individual or lounge. It's whatever you want. You just tell us.
Hey, that's a good idea. So we very much should get back with you guys and get something, because we do have folks we promote, that when we network with people, and on our website, we have what we call the homies page. And it's just friends of ours that own businesses that have been on here. We support them. We support what they do. And they usually give us like some type of code for what they do, or some don't, just depends. But point is, you could give us something, and we could put it on there or whatever, and dude, totally down for that.
I mean, we want to be able to compensate our best partners, so we would love to give you a code and see what comes from it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure. I'll just reply to that email, even though Adam never replied to it at all. So, you're not doing very well on the networking part so far, Adam.
You bring that average up to 500.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
There you go.
But sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you a parent? If so, spoken like a true parent.
Not yet.
There you go.
There you go. You're already ready though. You're already getting prepared. Do as I say, not as I do.
We're good.
Every parent is.
What's it called? Do people know how to find us, or maybe just with that link, share it in the group or anything like that, or should I just flexchain.holdings/link? That that anybody can find us there, and then sign up there. There's just a click to sign up. It'll take you right to the form. So,
all right, Adam just answered the.
Joe, man,
I love you two. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I am so gonna go edit all of our posts, and I'm gonna like produced by Adam and Joe.
Oh my god.
So literally the next thing, it's just funny because Adam,
we're real comfortable over here.
Next thing I was about to say was, all right, guys, before we let you go, do you have any exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates, or do you want to give yourself some plugs?
But we will give you guys an affiliate code. So I'd rather it come through that, so we know what's coming through your pipeline.
Yeah, cool, brother. Yeah, all about it, man. We're sweet. We're down to support the homies, dude. And to be honest, like that's why when we made the post yesterday and said like we're going to talk about what the lounge is literally all about, and that's networking. Like the whole purpose of Hunter and I doing this was for us to connect with shippers. That was the initial idea, but it grew into just us connecting with everyone. So I mean, like what you guys do is literally like what we are trying to do, or what we are doing here. And Hunter,
they work in tandem.
Yeah, it's Pedro and I have been talking for 2 years about like we have all these connections. What do we do with them? Like we've had people connect and do business and get business and yada yada yada. But Pedro and I has been back here chilling. We go to truck shows. That's fun, but it's like, what can we do with this? So, I think this will be pretty symbiotic. It'll be. I think we got some good things that we can do together.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, I'm all about.
It's all about making friends, man. It ain't
right.
We're gonna making connections. We're making friends here, And
it's like,
hey, my life saying, it's like, what's fun if you're the only one that has a jet ski, why not have all of your homies that have jet skis? You know what I'm saying?
all
Like,
need
let's
jet
all
skis.
have boats and see who's the fastest. Like,
Adam, what did you
Wear a life vest.
say? You have one of those rare mics that when someone else is talking, it cuts you completely off. What did you say, brother? We didn't hear that last thing.
Oh no, I was just saying I love this podcast. This is like the vibe here. It's like transitions out of the workday. It's like happy hour on
Late night.
Happy Hour Live.
I told you, dude. I told you. That's exactly
that's
what I
the
said.
basis of this show.
The whole basis of it.
We don't want
I should have taken this from the couch.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Feel stronger.
Yeah, there you go,
exactly.
yeah.
I know, man. That's what I was doing. I was drinking some coffee. Usually I have a beer or two, but I was like, man, I'm gonna have some coffee on this show, man. You know what I mean? So, oh man, but hey, we appreciate it, Adam. That literally is like Hunter said, the whole vibe, the whole idea of the show was that right there. It's why it's called The Lounge, man, and that's why it's in the afternoon. It was all about the end of the day, people, you know, wherever you're at, it's, you know, the last hour of the day, or you're on your way home, you ain't doing shit, just end it, you know, with us bunch of yahoos just chopping it up, talking about some random topic in logistics, and that's what we've done for the past 2 years, and like, I don't know, 300 plus shows probably at this point.
Incredible.
Yeah. We're
Yeah, if anybody watching that can do an exact count of our shows, you got a $25 Amazon gift card coming your way.
There you go.
Stop
there you go.
Pronto.
Yeah. It's been a lot. It has been a lot of them.
Yeah.
That is fucking for certain. I mean, a minimum. I mean, at least 2 a week.
At least the hours. I want to know how many hours we've spent
Oh my God.
on this
Right.
screen.
Oh my
That's
God.
something AI can do. That would be helpful.
Bro, I'm telling you. Like, you know, people say, like, our thing has changed from, you know, a human being sits on average 8,000 hours in traffic. Ours is going to be Pedro and Hunter set an average of 8,000 hours.
Yeah,
in
dude. You know
StreamYard.
how like you have your Spotify wrap up, how many hours of music you've listened to? I want to see that.
And then every hour you're thinking about it. So it's like, you know,
Is it really not 24 hours?
Dude,
How
I've
long
talked
have
to
you
Pedro more than I've talked to my mother in the past 2 years. So it's like, just
Call your mom.
oh man, that's good shit.
and I'll talk to her about the lounge.
there you go. There you go.
Oh man, I love your mom, dude. Your mom is fucking awesome. Man.
Yeah, Maria Hendricks is my freaking lifeline, dude. I love that woman.
She's the bomb, man. She's a hoot. She is everything that I thought your mother would be. I swear to God.
She raised me, man. So that's what you get.
Got to get it from somewhere.
here's to your mom.
Yeah. Oh man, she's awesome, dude.
Love your
Hey, old Hank too.
Oh, the Amish.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so we're gonna close it out, I guess. Here, we'll do some quick sponsor love before we go, and then we'll tell you what we got coming up here this week and the next few weeks. Joe, Adam, by all means, hang out with us for a few minutes. We'll close it up, and then you know, we can talk a few minutes backstage if you want. You know, Christmas holidays are here. Everyone wants, or needs, I should say, more money to get everyone their gifts, paid their bills, and all that stuff like that. And but hey, you know what? It's not just this time of year that it's important to be able to do that. To have more money in your pocket, it needs to be all year, and that's why we represent our good friend Clint and Shoreline Capital. When it comes to your factoring, you need to get with them over there and get yourself the lowest rates in the business. Quick turnaround. They got a fancy dancy app they just rolled out with, and you get to deal directly with the owner. You can hit them up 801-605-8822. Sales at ShorelineCapital.com. You know, we're gonna have to get Clint to actually pay us for this stuff.
One of these days. We're good
days.
Samaritans, I reckon.
Yeah, we're good Samaritans. There we go. Find folks over at Freight Ninja. Looking for yourself some truck parking, place to call home every night for your assets. Maybe you got some trailers that you want preloaded in a shipper, right? You ain't got nowhere to put them. We can give Freight Ninja a call because they got over 50 locations across the country. They do special deals on multi-spot sales or fleets, I guess to say. You can use your yard for a variety of things. You can hit them up at 844-303-1501. Send them an email at info@freightninja.com. I think that's it.
Boom! What's going
Oh.
on this Friday, Pedro?
This Friday, the final show of the year for the Logistics Lounge. It is Loungemas 2025. We're going to do it freestyle, and we're just going to chill, hang out with the homies, and just do the thing. Maybe pop a few tops and just shoot the breeze, man. Talk about whatever comes up and close the year out, and that's it. And then said we'll be off for I think our first show will be, oh man, it's gonna be a banger because I think please let it be what I think it's gonna be. Sorry, man. We got a lot on our minds here. It's hard to remember everything. The first show of 2026 is gonna be J-Rab, Mr. Jason Rabine in the lounge again. Gonna kick it off strong.
We're gonna get canceled finally.
Probably.
Here comes the SEC.
Oh,
Thank God,
dude. If y'all, oh man, yes. So yeah, that's gonna be a great one. So we're gonna kick the year off strong and keep things going. But this Friday, make sure y'all come hang out with us. If you want to hang out with us on screen, let us know. We will shoot you a link. And that's all I got. Hunter, you got anything?
Dude, my driver. My drivers that I've been over, Pedro, that I've been telling you about, the ones that are leasing on that I've been helping out with, they just ripped $4.70 a mile on 511 miles on reefer.
Damn. Holy shit.
The freight market's not dead. Beat your brokers down, drivers. That's all I gotta say.
And
I appreciate y'all joining us.
This is Hunter's last show as co-host. He just got himself.
I love it.
Playing.
I ain't making shit off of that, but hey,
no, that's good.
The American truck driver dream is still alive. You just gotta freaking stand your ground. You gotta negotiate. You gotta don't run cheap freight. That's it.
I agree with that.
And pee in truck stops, not on truck stops. No piss jugs. We're past that.
What a great way to end the show. Thanks for joining us today, everybody.
All right, boys.
Y'all have yourself a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see everyone Friday. As always, say, chunk them deuces. Mr. Hound, roll that beautiful bean footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.